अटल चाषी 18 दिन हेलाणी चाषी आंदोलन जारी रही सेपरे केंद्र सरकार कहवा कथा है कि चाषी हित होईची कृषि आईन एथिजोगु मध्यस्थी नुहे चाषी को अधिक फायदा मिलिबो हेले विरोधी चाषी को भ्रमित करुछंती और आंदोलनकारी को उस्काउछंती। सरकार आलोचना माध्यम समाधान पाई सदा प्रस्तुत तेणु कहार कथारे न पड़ी चाषी आगे आसिबा उचित बोली कहिसंती केंद्र अर्थमंत्री निर्मला सीतारमण। केंद्र अर्थमंत्री एने आलोचना करिसंती न्यूज 18 पॉलिटिकल एडिटर मारिया शकील।
Farmers are camping in and around Delhi borders for almost 3 weeks and the government has already held many rounds of talks with them. The Home Minister also intervened last week. Why has there been no headway in breaking the logjam?
That's a good question to start with, but negotiations are a time-consuming process. If there are issues which have to be clarified, it does take time. So I'm not so concerned about time-consuming exercise, but what worries me at this stage is those protesting farmers are probably not specifying the issues on which they want the negotiations. After all, the concerned minister, Agriculture Minister Tomar ji and Piyush Goyal ji are both sitting and saying we are quite okay with talking about every aspect of the law, the 3 laws which have now become the law of the land.
You know, because despite the government's assurance that MSP won't be touched among all other concessions, the farmers are adamant on their single point demand that these laws must be repealed because they are saying that ye kala kanun hai. Is rollback an option?
But Maria, where is MSP linked to this whole debate? The 3 laws have nothing to do with MSP. First, let that be clear. MSP continues, in fact continues better with Prime Minister Modi. 2014 till 19 and 19 till now, we've had record procurement at good prices and the quantum procured is also like never before. So linking MSP to this debate is absolutely unrelated, although it relates to the farmers as a concern.
One thought is that why are the farmers of only Punjab protesting while Punjab is biggest producer of wheat? What about farmers of rest of India? Because farmers in many states, and we have seen those success stories, have welcomed the new laws. Can one set of people force the government to withdraw a national law even if it is for the larger good?
Well, first of all, even if it is for the larger good itself is addressed. What is for the larger good? The farming laws are for the larger good. And if there are some farmers who have doubts about it, we can speak about it. So, rolling back of the farm law as a demand cannot be on the grounds of larger good. Larger good rests in the fact that farmers all over the country are coming out with clear anecdotal and experiential examples of how they stand to benefit. Didn't you come to know of that particular case of a Maharashtra farmer who, not getting paid in time, approached the district collector in Madhya Pradesh from where the trader was, who got paid because of the district collector ensured that the payment was done in time? So, repealing of the laws for the larger good just doesn't hold water. But if they are asking about some aspects of the laws in which they are confused or in which they are not sure, the ministers are ever ready to answer those clarifications. Now, from the press meets of the ministers who have been engaged in this negotiation, whether it is Narendra Singh Tomar ji or Piyush ji, it's very clear that the representatives who are attending the negotiations on behalf of the farmers are not putting their finger on those specific issues which are causing concern for them. Contract farming exists in Punjab, exists in Maharashtra, where Congress party is in the ruling, and they have never thought of repealing it.
to current stalemate, ma'am? Because some experts are saying, let Punjab decide its own destiny, leave it to the state government entirely. Is that possible? It has also been proposed that the government should completely withdraw free power and other subsidies and in turn put more money directly in poorest farmers' accounts.
See, these are solutions which people can come up with. These are solutions which people can come up with because they're not at the negotiating table. And even with Prime Minister Modi and the government of the day in Delhi ready to sit and talk, talking is not happening, whereas protests are continuing even as talking is happening, which itself in principle, if you look at it, defies the principle of goodwill, where if you're starting to talk, please engage in the talk. That probably this whole negotiation has been hijacked. The farmers' protest, which is on questions of they not being clear, probably is gotten hijacked by such elements for whom protest in India is now becoming an exercise to recover some of their lost ground, bring the brotherhood from all over the world, and also have all the old boys associations stand up and speak from their respected think tanks centers, and also those who have a column space available for publishing in global newspapers to publish articles against this government.
Ma'am, since you're talking about this, the protesters have been linked to Khalistanis, they have been called ultra-leftists and Maoists. These protests have been dubbed as also those by rich farmers and middlemen or commission agents. Would you agree that these accusations have further vitiated the atmosphere and it is in fact leading to perhaps mistrust?
Maybe, because that can be one of those arguments which the farmers can say, oh no, look, this is what we are being dubbed as, and so on. We have not stopped talking with them. They are welcome to come and sit and talk as farmers. But if you as media, for instance, are able to go to the ground and see the kind of demands which are getting latched on to this protest, and also the letters which have gone to the negotiating ministers, now adding on issues which have nothing to do with agriculture or the farm laws.
Ma'am, the Prime Minister has said reforms will give farmers new markets, access to technology, help bring investments in agriculture. A majority of agriculture economists agree that farm bills were long overdue for agricultural reforms. Despite its best intentions, would it be fair to say that the government failed in communicating the message to the farmers and the finer points were lost in translation?
Well, there's always a reason that we can look at for any developing situation. The government, not just this government, for last 20 years, governments of different colors and hues have had this discussed, have had this, looked in through various committees. Various committees have gone through several iterations, and after that, it had come to the parliament. In Lok Sabha, it was elaborately discussed, and the minister gave point-on-point answer for every question of the opposition. And the Agriculture Ministry has come out with the data to show how many stakeholder consultations had happened, how many farmers were engaged in this conversation, and if all that happened, post which the Punjab government also chose to say, right, we are going ahead with our own laws. We have not treaded, we as Government of India have not treaded onto the state list at all.